think we should be. I'm going to add you back in, Matt.
Hello?
Dude, I can hear you.
Sick.
Word. What's good?
What's good?
Hey, what's up, man? This is my first time doing this with this new setup, so sorry. I don't know if it was
Okay. Well,
good,
this is
but
the first time.
all right, perfect. Dope. We're good then. I'm going to try shutting this off. Now I wonder if I can still hear you. Can you talk for a sec?
Hello,
Yeah, I can still
everybody.
hear. All right, cool. Perfect. We're good, bro. We're rocking.
Cool.
Dope. How you been? How's everything?
Can't complain.
Cool.
You know?
I don't know if you see the Twitch chat, but there's some people here.
I don't see a chat. A hello to everyone who's here, and I love you all, and thank you very much. And you're super punk rock.
Yeah, exactly. There's 10 people in. They're all saying what's up.
Hello.
Cool. Heck yeah. Sweet. Yeah. So this is our for everybody in the chat. This is mine. Do you prefer Matthew or Matt?
Matthew.
Okay, Matthew. Cool. This is my and Matthew's first time ever actually speaking, not over a message on TikTok.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm AJ. I know I mentioned that in our messages, but yeah, this is our first time chatting. So I do a podcast basically called the Be Yourself, Do It Yourself podcast, which I briefly mentioned to you.
Yes.
So basically the podcast I do it with a lot of local people in my area. I run like a small music collective. I'm in Yonkers, New York, so right outside New York City. And I have this then I've also been doing like we do full band Twitch streams every Wednesday, but I started doing these like solo streams on Tuesday, and I haven't figured out what to do with them that much yet. I just kind of come on and play guitar and take requests and stuff like that mostly. But I thought it'd be cool to start combining the two things and like starting to bring other people on outside of like my local community. And so thanks for being on, and thanks for being here and shit.
Thank you for having me. It's an honor.
Yeah, I appreciate you, dude. So yeah, let's hop into it, man. I mean, it's kind of cool since all the guests I've had so far, I've known, or like I've been friends of mine generally. I even had my parents on, which was kind of funny. But it's kind of cool to start from the top because I don't know really anything about you besides what I see on TikTok.
Okay.
So
That's
let's start.
What I like.
Let's start from the top, dude. What kind of kid were you? Where did you like? What got you into? No, you're obviously. I don't know how old you are. I don't know if you.
I am 36 years old.
You're 36. All right, cool. So you're a little older than I am. I'm 20, almost 28. But
okay.
So what got you into doing this stuff? Like, what got you into music? What got you into punk? Like, what started this all for you?
What got me into punk? I mean, I think everyone likes music when they're growing up and like, connects to something like that. But for me, I think the thing that significantly got me into the music was hearing about Black Flag for the first time.
Okay. What year is this?
I saw a special. I was like,
if you were to ballpark,
like
I guess
97, 96.
Okay. Cool.
So I like heard a TV special on VH1 about Rollins Band, and they just talked about Black Flag, and I was like, "What is that?" Like, that's a cool name for a band. So I went to like a local record store in Point Pleasant Beach at the time called Rockaway Beach.
Cool.
And like they hosted a radio. They hosted like a public access show on Channel 13 where they would host all the kids that work there would get to like put up their favorite music video or something.
Oh, nice.
And it was super cool. So I went there and I bought Everything Went Black and I listened to it a million times. And I think from that point, I just kind of was like, I like this. And then the more I looked into it, I realized that there was like a whole culture and a group of people that called themselves punks. And then like the history behind that music. And then then I realized that kids were doing it in my town.
Dope. Awesome. Cool.
And when I made that connection, I was like, oh, okay, this is what I do now.
Dude, I I feel like every like young kid who gets into like the punk realm has a similar story of that. Did you ever play in a band or?
I sang for two bands, and when we reunited, I played bass for the
Okay, cool.
one. I was I was in a band called TMFL that later became another band that I was in called Million Dollar Dinosaur.
Oh, dope, dope. Hell yeah, that's awesome. That's a sick band name too, by the way. $1 million Dinosaur. My first band's name was Green Eggs and Mayhem, which is
That's awesome. That's awesome.
I think I was 12, so like it was like the perfect 12-year-old's
So
band
good.
name.
You were solid at 12. That was a solid name.
But I feel like it's funny because I feel like I ask people this similar question, and it's always rather like the same. It's like you found something that, because for me, I know, and I feel like most kids that are into the punk world are like, I played sports and shit, and I never felt like I fit into anything there. And then it was like I found other friends that did this thing, and I was like, oh yeah, I do this now. Like everything else, nothing matters anymore. This is what I do now. So I totally feel you, dude.
I was so amazed by the fact that it was all children. Like when I read about them, they were like a few years older than me. When I dealt with people that were involved in it, they were my age or a little bit older than me. Everybody was children. And I was just blown away by the fact that like all this is totally run by children.
Yeah.
And that they had somewhat of good morals too,
Right,
like to
right,
go
right.
along with it, or at least, for the most part, I felt. And that like that just amazed me.
Dude, that's super. That's awesome. So where were these shows that you were seeing in your hometown? VFW, church basement. What are we talking?
Yeah, VFWs, church basements at like the Methodist churches and stuff like that. What is it? When I was really young, New Brunswick basement scene was like the scene. That was like where you wanted to play if you were like a punk band or a hardcore or ska or whatever.
I feel like it's still
If you were
somewhat
in
like
that
that.
DI, it was up until about the last 5 years,
Yeah, yeah.
where New Brunswick was the place to play, and then it just became drastically more difficult. And now all of us are kind of focusing our energy in Asbury.
Yeah, dude,
Um,
Asbury has been
we
really like popping off for the past. We played Belmar actually.
Yeah, Belmar's not a bad place. It's like 5 minutes from me.
Yeah, do you know actually do you know a band called America Part 2?
Yes.
Yeah, we're friends with those guys. They're like an Asbury
Yeah.
or that area at least band.
They don't play as often as I'd like them to play in the area, but I see them more a little west for some reason. Um, but what do you call it? Do you know Jukebox Romance, right?
Oh yeah, dude. Funny enough, yes. Those are my best friends in the world. I was gonna say funny enough and then say something I don't know if I'm supposed to say on the air, but I'll say it anyway. I've been jamming with them on second guitar for the past little bit. So yeah,
Oh, really?
yeah. Those are like my
Bobby
best
Edge is
buds.
my boy.
Oh, so
Yeah, me
you're
and
friends with
Bobby
Terry?
Edge go way back.
Oh, you and Bob. Okay.
Uh, me and Bob know each other. We know each other. Like
Oh
Bob,
fuck yeah.
Bob Edge is the boy.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. Yeah. Jukeboxes. Those are some of my best buds. I love those guys. They practice in my right here a lot of times. They used to come and just like they're working on a new record or they've been working on a new record and they were
Yep.
record or like demoing half of it right in my garage. So I love those guys.
The great people and the great. But I love Bobby Edge. He used to have a place in Brick, where I'm originally from, and I think his girl is from my area too. And what do you call it? We used to play show like Million Dollar Dinosaur played in his living room,
Oh, that's
and
tight.
like we're just yeah. But that's what I like. This is the thing about punk that's great. Like we know each other. We know other people that know each other. It's just
Yeah.
a matter of working out how many degrees away you are.
Yeah, exactly. No, 100%. We've probably been in the same room at some point, especially like like
Yeah,
northeastern punk guys, dude. Like that's the life. We have such a great area of like bands. Someone asked in the chat actually. Tommy D is a cult. He asked what the thoughts on the New England scene versus the Jersey, New York scene. For me, I love
you know what?
I really like all of the Northeast. I think every time I've played shows I've played shows all over the country, but especially all over the Northeast. And I love the whole area, the whole vibe. I don't know
I'm
if you've
more
been to shows
familiar
up
with
there.
New Jersey. I've been to plenty of. I've been to a handful of them. I've been to even as far as like maybe New Hampshire and Maine and stuff, but not as I'm not as familiar, and it's been a little while since then. Um, but I mean, everyone was always cool. I never had any. I have nothing negative to say, only positive things to say. From my experiences with those communities. Just I don't know. New Jersey does something a little different. I've always felt that way.
That's awesome, dude. Heck yeah. I live in New Jersey too. Are you a big meat locker guy?
I've been there plenty of times. I'm pretty sure that coronavirus started there. That place is one of the most disgusting places I've ever paid to be in.
I I like have such a love. I have a love relationship. The last time we played there, Shakeout actually played there, and I played there. I've been in a bunch of different bands, but Shakeout played there, and dude, the PA system was shocking me through my guitar throughout the entire set.
Sounds about right. Nothing. That doesn't like that place has its own character, and for some reason, we all are okay with it. Like that place is like an abusive relationship that for some reason we justify.
Like they definitely shot porn down there at some point.
And that's how coronavirus started. The place is not okay, but like it's unfortunate because I do think it closed. I'm not sure though.
Oh, really? Yeah, I haven't been. It was a while. It's probably a little over a year since I've been there. But I wouldn't be surprised. A lot of
I think
places are going to close now.
I think because of coronavirus, I think they went under. I don't know. I believe I heard that rumor. People love that for some reason. People love that one for some reason. They like remember that place more than any other place. I don't know why.
It's unforgettable, dude.
Uh, that's probably part of it. It just like the walls look sticky. Like that's the best way to describe that place.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
I don't know. I definitely just feel like besides that, I'm more of an Asbury because that's where I live, and there's like 10 venues in walking distance,
Yeah.
not including the DIY ones. And there's a lot of stuff going on in this area. I'm originally from Brick, that's a little south of here, where that's like when I was younger, that scene was just starting to get started, because New Brunswick was the place to go. And then it started becoming, they had those two places, and then there was Trenton, and now there's Asbury, Trenton, the shore down there, and then there's New Brunswick. But Asbury's more of the main focus.
Cool. Heck yeah. Yeah. No, I love Asbury. Where you been hanging out mostly over there? Like the Saint or the brewery, or what do you like over there? What's your favorite Asbury spot?
The brewery's my main. The brewery's where we throw most of our shows, and the most of my friends throw shows. I occasionally go to the Saint. I feel like once or twice a year they have a banger
Word.
that I need to go to. I go to House of Independence a lot. That was like the one for a slightly bigger shows, and they worked with us a lot. I know they worked with Swank a lot with different bigger shows. Um, trying to think what else. They have this little place called the Yacht Club on the boardwalk. And they do cool like free shows during the summer where like they'll throw 3 bands in there that are pretty cool. I know I saw Jukebox Romance play there during the Bouncing Souls weekend.
Cool. Oh, dope. Yeah, dope. Oh yeah, I remember that show. That was like that was recent, or I mean, as recent
It's
as
over. It
before
was
Corona, kind of like
Yeah, it
December maybe.
wasn't this last summer. It was the summer before that.
Cool. Someone said Ed the Punk said Ghost Harbor Creative. Shout
Yeah,
out.
Ghost Harbor Creative. That's my boy Ed the Punk.
What up, Ed the Punk?
What is it? He's good people. Uh, what is it? He was just here.
That's
But
funny.
anyway, yeah, Ghost Harbor Creative's a little place we've been filming and doing live streams right before the numbers got a little too high. You know.
Cool. That's awesome. So when you say we, do you are you a promoter, or are you, what's your move now? Like what are you up to?
Well, the TikTok thing is kind of like just I did on my own.
Yeah.
I just thought it would be fun, and I just thought I like to dance, so that's why I was on there. But I'm part of a podcast that I started about 2 years ago, and it's like locally, well, decently known. And what is it? We started doing live streams and recordings there. Ed does live streams on his Instagram. Um, but I've just had the most success with TikTok for some reason.
That's awesome. So I actually didn't realize you did a podcast as well. What's it called?
Only posters don't listen to podcasts.
Uh, nice. Good name. 10 out of 10. So what do you guys chat about? Is it like a music review? Is it like what kind of, or is it just like all over the place,
We
just
do
like
a
punk?
we do a pretty much local DIY music community. So we interview local bands from the tri-state area. We'll discuss like topics that are going on in that area. I mean, we've done like beer reviews for certain beers.
Nice.
We do live streams with local bands. And I kind of want to start doing a lot of that stuff on the TikTok in a way where I kind of want to introduce people to like my local community.
That's awesome.
And then eventually maybe when things like open up more and we can travel, I can go and like meet other people and meet their community, like, get to know people, because I feel like that's a very big difference. What you're doing on the TikTok, that's much more relevant nowadays in our community, because the next wave of stuff is not going to be like a musician or an album. It's going to be an individual. There's Scottu Network. There's you guys. There's a few other people that create stuff that make the whole atmosphere more welcoming and fun, and then everybody can kind of like get behind them. And I just think that that's important.
Dude, I could not agree more. So like before COVID, so we were on tour in March. We were going to South by and in Texas. And the 5 days into the tour was the week that like COVID started going nuts in the US. So we, on our 3 weeks of touring, 5 days in, turned around and went home. And we got back and it was kind of like, well, what's next? And so Shakeout's a two-piece. There's only I just have a drummer who was in the chat a minute ago. His name is also AJ, which is kind of hysterical. But yeah, two dudes named AJ. But yeah, so we got home and we were kind of like, what's next? And we always thought about doing the live streaming thing like as a full band. So we kind of just started going with that and setting that up, and then it was kind of like, well, how do we get more people here, and like how do we hang out with more people like online? And I've never like done the content creation thing, but like this year just like it's like there's nothing else to do, so it's like cool, let's just start making stuff. And I found that I really like it. I never really put myself out there to the degree that I have this year, and I found like, wow, actually this is fun. And I totally agree with you with saying like that this is the wave moving forward for bands, I think. And bands have to kind of get in this wave of like, you almost have to be like a media company that like puts out cool, fun shit to like, you know what I'm saying?
I think that it's better. Yeah, I know what you mean. I totally know what you mean. Like, but I think that the way of looking at it, the best is you always were making content.
Yes.
You were always making content, and it's just for a different platform. This is an old platform of just writing albums and making EPs and stuff like that. And that's good. People like that. People want records. But at the same time, there's this whole new platform and new art form that you can get into. And you can't do every one of them great. Like, I don't think a video game would be pretty good for me, But,
right,
at the same time, like, exactly. Like, there's just different forms of it. And these are they're fun, minute-long videos that capture your attention for a little bit, and you can teach somebody something, or at least pique their interest into getting into something else. And then I think it also pushes the factor of like, people are like, oh, with older music, oh, this guy's a bad dude, this dude said this. This man like the people that make the art you like. You can get to know them and actually like them.
Yeah, that it's just like this really just content creation in general is it's really cool way that I guess I just never you're right that like as a musician you're always creating content, but I just never looked at it as a way to like just 100% show people who you are. You know, like just be like,
Yeah.
yo, you can just be yourself and go on and put yourself out there, and it doesn't have to be about your band necessarily. It just has to be about you and the things you like, and like people might grasp onto that to some degree, and it's like I don't know. I feel like it's just you're right. The old form of like just put out an album, write this, put out a music video with your album. It's old. It's moving past. I think the world is moving past that, especially in a world where like everyone is being entertained all of the time for free.
I don't think there's anything wrong with doing that stuff. I think that it's just more for a hardcore audience. I think that like the fans that really love you are gonna buy that album. They're gonna watch that whole music video. They're gonna subscribe to all the stuff and like all of your videos on multiple platforms because that's what they enjoy. They're enjoying the content.
Yeah,
But
I agree.
the people that like it in a minute long video, they can still enjoy it too. You're packaging it in different ways for everybody. And it's not really that big of a deal. It's really not that big of a deal. Like we all just want to create, right? Like we all just want to make art and do this forever.
Yep.
Okay, sign me up. Like,
Yeah, I mean, I think of the reality too is like I like I'm doing obvious. I have been doing this for free essentially. Not even for free. It's cost me more money ever to do this in my entire life, but I'll never stop because I love doing this thing, no matter where it leads. I think that some bands and kind of get into expectations of what something is supposed to be instead of just doing it, because like you're having fun and doing it. Like just make like if you like making TikToks, then just make TikToks because it's a super fun thing to do. And like at the end of the day, if it turns into something like cool, if not, like you had fun, like you're having fun, that's all that matters. But I think that people give up on these things early because they have like an expectation of what it's supposed to be, I guess is what I'm getting at.
I sat on the app for a good year and a half with nobody liking me dancing.
Yeah,
and
dude,
I thought it was fun.
I made
just thought it was
150
a
videos.
fun app. And what?
I said I made 150 videos before anyone actually saw any.
Definitely. Absolutely. I made at least that, but like it doesn't matter. It's not about connecting with 100,000 people. It's about connecting with one person and like
100.
making that one person more into music or whatever, and like whatever you're into, art or whatever. I mean, I've had one message get sent to me where somebody said like, thank you for introducing me to this or something like that. Then I'm like, fuck everybody else. This is all it's about. I mean, I don't really, what are your expectations? I feel like when making art or doing something, like we all want to be successful and do it for a living and live comfortably. But like, I don't want to be rich or famous. I just want people to love funk. And like,
awesome.
if that's like, if people get more into it because of some silly video or me dancing to fucking Aquabats in front of a newscast, then like, cool.
Yeah, I do. Those kill me. I love those.
I think it's funny as hell.
Those are 10 out of 10. I've been doing these a lot of the people that follow just write these like ridiculous song names where they mix three different songs into one song name.
Yes, I saw this.
And I try to make a stupid cover. And you're right. It's just fun, man. And you're right that I when you get a message from someone that's like, hey, I want to play guitar now because your videos are cool. It's like, yo, that's what matters to me. Like it's awesome. Even the 12 people that are in here that are hanging out, like, I don't know. That's what it's all about,
Exactly. It really is. It's like, I feel like, wow, 12 people. Like I never feel like, why isn't it fucking 30 million? I never feel that way. I'm like, whoa, 12? Really?
Exactly.
Like, I just don't understand that feeling of being upset that 12 people cared to to like. Even the people that write crappy things under the video, I'm like, oh, you spent time in your day.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, we get those. I get those every day too. But it's funny. You know what? I think it might be too, man. And maybe I'm off by saying this, but you know, both of us. How old were you when you started getting? You said like 97. So it's been a long time for you, and same for me. And I think that the reality is that when you do stuff like this for so long with literally no recognition, but you're just doing it because you love it, any amount of recognition is like, whoa, this is like amazing.
Yes.
One person cares?
Same.
Like it is. It's super. It's awesome.
I know the exact moment. Like, I remember the exact moment the videos started changing, and like I was getting all these likes, and I was like, "What's going on?" and like, I kept telling my roommate, because that's how I got him on the app. I was like, "Dude, I don't know what's happening."
I mean, TikTok. There's no doubt that it just has like this. It's still fun. I'm sure the advertisers and the boomers will ruin it at some point, but it's still fun for now.
We're in the golden age of it now, where it's so fun and it's so interactive and it's all community, really. And honestly, people talk about like other parts of the TikTok communities, and I just am like, whatever, dude. Just like keep it over here what we're doing. It's so much fun.
Yeah. No, I totally feel you. I scroll real fast past things, and I'm like, no, I don't want to be on that side. Don't think I like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't want to, like, I don't care that she's 16 and dancing. Like,
yeah, exactly. All right, so let me ask you, so you do this podcast, what is it, like a weekly thing?
It's been a little more sporadic now because of COVID, because we used to, we're all very close friends too.
Cool.
So we all live pretty close besides one of us. Like, me and Kyle live together. Ed lives down the road. Nice. What is it? Spencer lives on the other side of the track. Like, we all live in the same neighborhood or the same area. So we're around each other all the time. But with COVID, we've been trying to stay away from each other and like just take tests all the time. And it's been a little more difficult to do episodes.
Yeah, makes sense.
I do have an episode release with Echo from TikTok, because she came from Chicago to New Jersey, and we hanged out, and we did a podcast episode. So that's coming out next. It's coming out December 1st. That'll be next Tuesday.
Cool, man. Cool. Is it a video thing or is it just audio?
Just audio. It'll be on
awesome.
Spotify and all those other platforms where they stream podcasts.
Sick. And are you playing in a band now? Like, are you in a band currently, or are you?
I'm not. We don't have the project going. We were setting up a band before COVID stopped, so I can't really hang out with all those guys. I've been talking to them through like videos like this. But we are trying to start an anime themed punk band.
Oh, sick.
And the name of the band is going to be Wolf Fang Fist.
Okay.
And we're just going to do songs, like punk songs about anime characters and dress in cosplay. And like,
that's awesome.
Have a fun time, because we all like anime and punk rock.
That sounds sick. I mean, that's awesome. And it's cool now that you have like a platform to share the stuff that you do on now, where like people will hear about it, which is pretty dope.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, it's definitely more positive than any negative that I've gotten. Everybody's really sweet, nice. I just want them to like punk rock. I don't know. I try to be silly and funny on there too.
Same.
I think it's funny.
I think a lot of people think you're funny, dude.
Well, you know, I mean, I read all the comments. I probably shouldn't.
Yeah. So I mean, sometimes, but I do. I also read all the comments.
There's just a lot of. I just don't understand being so angry with a person who you don't know. They're like, I hate you, piece of crap. It's like, your two-step sucks. And I'm like, first of all, my two-step is amazing.
Well, that's how you got to snap back. That's the funny way. You got to snap back. Like, when I get negativity, I snap back by being myself and just doing shit like that and just kind of being goofy back. Because the reality is, like, you could just feel empathetic for that person because clearly, like, they're not that happy as a human being.
They're very not happy.
Like, they're not a happy person.
And I am very happy.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I mean,
I feel that I'm usually an upbeat person, so it's a little hard for me to understand.
Tommy D in the chat said, "Dude is funny as fuck." Talking about you.
Thank you very much. Uh, I have my moments.
That's awesome. So, all right, let me run you through. I had a couple of, like, I don't ever really plan for these. I mostly just jump on and talk, but I did have like a couple little jotted things down. And also, just so you know, the reason I keep looking like I'm looking up is just because my camera's here, but to look at your face, I have to look at my screen up there. So I'm not looking away. I'm looking at your face when when you're talking. But it's not.
I'm making eye contact with you.
Yeah, exactly.
Uh,
All right, so I was gonna say, hit me with, and maybe this is a difficult question for you. I don't know if it is. Maybe it's super easy. What top 3 bands? What do you got?
top 3, like overall.
Let's do an overall, and then let's do a right now. How about that?
Okay, I'll start with right now.
Okay.
Like right now, my one of my favorite bands in the world is Teenage Halloween.
Cool.
I love Teenage Halloween. Amazing. They just came out with an album. Luke is one of my favorite songwriters in the world. They're a local band from this area. Definitely check out Teenage Halloween. Check out everything from Teenage Halloween.
Sick.
School Drugs. School Drugs from New Jersey. I grew up with some of those guys. They're really that album that they came out with. It is just, their full LP is just like a perfect New Jersey hardcore punk album. Like, it's just perfect. Now I know that most of them have a new project called Gel, but I still really like their previous project. That I don't know how much they still are going to do that, because I know they're working on Gel. Sick Shit. Sick Shit is like,
dude, who plays in that band?
all the members of Gel are awesome. Sick Shit. They're all really good friends of mine. It's Bobco, who's the guitarist, who's one of the best guitarists in New Jersey, in my opinion.
Okay.
What is it? Sam, the singer. Anthony is the guitarist, and I think he does their bass in the recording, because they don't have a bassist live.
I think I know him. I think I know Anthony
Yeah,
from another band he used to play in.
That's very possible. He's in a few projects, or has been in a few projects. What do you call it? And then their drummer is Zach, who's in a bunch of great bands. One of theirs, amazing dude. And that band is by far, that's probably one of my favorite bands of all time. Like, I love Sick Shit. I love that fucking band.
I feel like I've definitely heard. I know the name because I think I've seen Anthony. I'm pretty sure I'm friends with him on like Facebook or something. I'm pretty sure I've seen him post about it.
One of the best power violence bands. There's only one band I think that's better at power violence than them, but I still like them more.
Do you listen to Congenital Death by any chance?
I've never heard of them.
Okay, they're a power violence band. My buddy's in. They're from Philly, but they're a really dope band too.
Okay.
If you like Sick Shit,
I'll definitely check it out.
Yeah, you might like them if you like Sick Shit. Cool. All right,
I love.
Sorry, finish.
Hmm?
No, finish. Sorry.
I'm done.
Oh, so those are your 3 now. What are your 3 overall?
3 overall?
Yeah, hit me.
That is a little harder.
That's tough. I know. Even if you got 1.
Wow. What's the first thing that comes to mind? You know what? I'm going to say this, and I'm not afraid to say this, just because what is it? First of all, it's AFI. AFI is the first one. The first 5 albums by AFI are some of my favorite albums of all time. Heck yeah. And I would recommend them to anybody. So I would say AFI. Then I'm going to say Bouncing Souls, because I'm from New Jersey, and I think that band is nothing. I think if you don't like Bouncing Souls, you don't like fun. Like, you're just like, I'm against fun. Like I just don't understand that. Like, I understand a person just being like, I guess it could be not your vibe or whatever.
Yeah.
And then I would say the last one is kind of a close tie between Lifetime and Death by Stereo.
Nice. That's a solid top 3, man.
the like Lifetime is one of my favorite bands of all time. I just love I think that band can't do any wrong. But the first three albums by Death by Stereo are some of the best albums I've ever heard in my life. Like I fucking brush my teeth to that crap.
That's dope. So, okay. So are you like one of those like you go to all the Bouncing Souls? Like I know, like it's funny actually. We were talking about Jukebox literally 2 minutes ago. Mike Terry he was calling me, so I'm gonna have to call him when I get off. But I know he goes to those Bouncing Soul like holiday shows every year. Do you do that? Is that your thing? They have their like
Well,
annual.
they used to do Home for Holidays that I went to all 10 years. I've seen Bouncing Souls more than I've seen any other band in my life, and I've probably seen that band over 100 times easily.
Yeah, I feel like
Um,
that's like a New Jersey staple, man.
they play so much, and then like you look at the Home for the Holidays, they play 3 nights in a row, and I went to all 3 nights all years.
That's
And
awesome.
then they do a summer stage show where they play for one night, and I think sometimes they play a second night like at a smaller place. I think they did that one year. um and then like all the other times that they were on the bill at some other show or some other festival I was at, or just went to one of their random shows. So yeah, I've seen that band a lot.
That's dope. I mean, that's a solid top three. I love, dude. I love AFI so much. Like
I
so good.
love AFI.
So
I
so
love
classic.
AFI. I don't really care for the later albums. Like I think Crash Love is garbage, and I
Yeah.
think December Underground is garbage.
Yeah.
But like from Sing the Sorrow down, those albums are just beauty.
Yeah. Nah, you're 100% right. You're 100% right. They went a little more commercial, but that's whatever.
I just don't. It's not my cup of tea.
Yeah, I
Like
totally
I
feel
just
you.
don't like it.
I totally feel you. Cool. That's awesome. Do you are you a fest guy? Do you like fest? Do you go to fest in Gainesville? Have you ever been?
I'll go. I'll go to. I used to go to This Is Hardcore almost every year. I haven't gone. There's a few years I missed.
I went one
Um,
year to This Is Hardcore.
I haven't. What?
I went one year to This Is Hardcore. Were you there the year Gorilla Biscuits was the headliner? I think it was 2012 or 13. It was Gorilla Biscuits, H2O, Bane, Title Fight. And it was a pretty stacked lineup. I was there
Yeah,
that year.
yeah, I was there that year. Yeah, I went to a few other years there. I've never gone to the fest in Florida. I've tried. I hope that it happens next year because I plan on being there.
Definitely come. It's so
There.
fun, dude.
Yeah, I want to go so bad, and all my friends are playing this coming year. Like my boss is playing. Like a bunch of people are playing.
Oh, nice. What band?
Best of the Worst.
Oh, dude, I've played with them. I played with them in a basement in Butler, New Jersey once.
Yeah, Best of the Worst. The guitarist Garrett is my boss, and we grew up together.
Oh, that's funny. They're a cool band. They're pretty. They're like different, very different. They weren't they like if I'm. This is a long. I played with them in like.
It's Scottcore.
Yeah, Scottcore. Because I played with them in 2013. I'm like, I'm pretty sure they were a Scottcore band.
It's people. It's like people that love Folly but really like ska still.
That's awesome. That's all. Yeah, they were cool. I remember them
Yeah.
being really cool.
He has a new band called Thirsty Guys that's a little more on the ska side, like more ska punk, and they're really, really good. They have a song called "We're Not Playing Fest," and it's fucking awesome.
Nice. 10 out of 10. I love
Yeah,
that.
they're really fun. Yeah,
Yo,
it's the drummer of Best of the West plays keyboard and sings, and Kyle, what is it? And Garrett plays guitar again, and I think they have Jay from that band too.
that's awesome, dude. Heck yeah, that's super dope. All right,
He's
I got.
also Hub City.
What'd you say?
I said he's also in Hub City Stompers.
Oh, okay, yeah. I've definitely heard that. I don't know their music as well though.
They're like a popular skinhead like ska punk band,
Cool.
like
Nice.
more oi.
Got you. Got you. Yeah, it's funny. I never really got super into that world of punk. That's dope. That's dope. We have a question in the chat. I don't know if you know what this means, but I'm assuming you do. From Amateur Everything, they said, "I want Geroni to ask Shakeout." Oh, I'm AJ, by the way, for whoever's in chat. Our cartoon character question.
Oh, that's my that's one of the guys that works on the podcast with me. That's Spencer. He's a
Oh,
great guy.
what's up,
He also
Spencer?
does Twitch streaming and stuff
Sick.
for video games. What do you call it? Yeah, we have a question on the podcast for every podcast guest where we ask you what three fictional characters do you most recognize with, and the one that you recognize the most with.
Okay. Okay. All right. I feel like I've seen you do a TikTok about this. Am I right?
We did. We used it. We did it. We did it as a tick. I did it as a TikTok challenge.
Yeah. Okay. All right. This is. I feel like I'm on the spot with this, but I did this to you with the bands. I would say the most I recognize with number one. The Rocket Power Kid's got to be in there. I guess like either Otto or Twister, one of them. Because I'm a big skateboarder and and I loved that show growing up. So I would say that we'll say Twister. Twister is in the top three. Do I have to name them in order?
No.
All right, cool. So Twister from Rocket Power. Um, it just is any cartoon, right?
Any fictional character.
Any fictional character. All right. Damn, this is tough. I feel like I really have to think about this. How about?
It's a thinker.
It is, dude. Yeah, this is a thinker of a question. How about I'm gonna go. SpongeBob because I feel like SpongeBob is like has his heart in the right place, but is sometimes misunderstood. If that makes sense. Like,
okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like he's almost taken for granted by people around him in certain episodes.
I can see what you're saying.
All right, so I'm gonna go SpongeBob, and then I'll go. That's two Nickelodeon characters. I might have to go another realm here for the third one. I didn't even realize. How about? Oh man, I don't know. Shoot, man. I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say. I don't know. Come back to me. I'll come back. Come back to me. I'll give it to you by the end of the time we're done talking. I'm gonna come up with this.
Fine.
I want a really good one for the third one. I'll definitely give you. I'll definitely give you my third one though. I like that question. That's good. That's good. It's definitely a thinker. All right. I'm gonna hit you with a lightning round real quick because I don't know how much time you got, and I don't want to take too much more of your time. But I've been thinking about doing this as a TikTok series, so I figure I'm gonna start with you as being the first person to ever be on this lightning round series, if that's cool.
All right.
All right.
Ready.
So we're gonna say most punk rock, and I'm just gonna say a thing, and you tell me the first thing that comes to your head. All right.
Okay.
All right. So, most punk rock beverage.
Most punk rock beverage.
Lightning round, first thing.
I would bubble tea.
Bubble tea. Boom. That's good. That's good. I was half expecting PBR, but that's good. All right. Breakfast food.
Pork roll.
There you go, New Jersey. I see you.
It's
Unique. Spencer says bubble tea? Exclamation point. Like in the chat.
I knew he'd get up that. I love bubble tea.
Okay. Article of clothing.
Sock.
Yo, dude. Agreed on that one for sure. Totally agree with you. I have a large sock collection, so I feel you. All right, we'll say this is the last one. Occupation outside of music. So any occupation outside of music. Oh, I might have lost you. Oh, I might have lost him. I think Matt's frozen. Oh, no. Well. Sorry, guys. We'll see if he pops back in, or if I can, maybe I can get him. Yeah, he froze. Maybe he'll hang up and call back. We'll see what happens. This damn internet. Oh yeah, all right, so he dipped. I think he's gonna call back. I have a feeling he's gonna call back. Maybe his phone died or something. Well, yo, thanks for being here, guys. This is like the first time I've ever done this format for the Twitch live stream. Y'all are going off in the chat. I appreciate you. I've been trying to somewhat keep up while also paying attention to the conversation. But thanks. Thanks for being here. Shout out Solace. Shout out Wills. Shout out Tommy. Shout out Spencer. Shout out Joe. You guys rock. Means a lot. I don't know. He might call back. He may not. I don't know. He's when you freeze, it's at your ugliest. Nice, dude. I only have him on Instagram and TikTok. So I don't know, guys. That was getting towards the end, I would say. We were gonna wrap it soon anyway. But if he calls back, I'll get his occupation. Oh, here he is. You're back.
Hey.
Yeah, what's good? It's all good, dude. We lost you for a sec.
I can't hear you.
You can't hear me? Can you hear me now? It's like that Verizon commercial or whatever that is. Can you hear me now? Good. Can you hear me now? I can hear you. If you can hear me. Okay. What's music in isolation? Hey, what's up, Ben? Welcome. Welcome to the chat. All right, let's see if we can get him. He's calling me back. Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah, my phone said it was overheated.
Oh shit, that's wild. I wonder if it's this app that made you do that, or if it was just that's crazy. Well,
it said overheated.
Oh shit. Well, I won't hold you too much longer anyway. The last question I had for you was was occupation. I don't know if you heard me say that, but occupation outside of music for most punk rock.
Postal worker.
Yeah, that's good. Especially this year. They really had to be like super punk this year. I feel like they're like the misfits, you know.
Postal worker.
Heck yeah. All right, cool, dude. I really appreciate you coming on, man, and doing this and giving me a test run at this, and it was cool meeting you.
No, it was wonderful to meet you. I hope I meet you in the future.
Yeah, dude, I'm sure we will. I'll definitely be at Fest if that happens. But
I will be there also if it happens.
Yeah, but I'm sure I'll be around at some point in Jersey too. So, and if you're ever in New York, dude, feel free to come up. And if you ever want to, I know you mentioned something about like getting into other scenes and stuff. We have a pretty cool scene of bands where we are. Like I said, I'm in Yonkers, like right outside New York City, and we have a really eclectic scene of bands here. But like all the bands are super awesome. So if you're ever interested in coming and hanging at a show or whatever, let me know.
I will definitely hit you up about that.
Dope, cool, dude. It was awesome talking, and thanks to everyone in the chat. I'm actually not gonna get off right now, so I'll talk to everyone in the chat for another minute. But plug your podcast one more time. Plug your podcast.
What is it? The podcast is called Only Posers Don't Listen to Podcasts. It's on all streaming platforms. We also have an Instagram at Only Posers Don't Listen. What is it? Twitter and Facebook. I have my own personal Instagram and TikTok at Grandmaster Hash. And yeah, I think that's everything.
Heck yeah, dude. I really appreciate you again, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you. It was a pleasure.
Yeah, dude, it's fun. I'll talk to you soon.
All right, talk to you later. See you on TikTok.
Yeah, 100%.
All right.
Later, bro.
All right. Peace.
Peace.